Hi guys and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 with Rangers. We're going up to Dingwall just now to take on Ross County, who we have an excellent record against, and if we win this game we go 9 clear of Celtic before they play, of course. If we look forward to tomorrow, they are playing at home against 10th placed Kilmarnock. You expect them to win, but then we expected them to beat Hamilton and they only managed a draw there. 8 wins and 1 draw, our record against Ross County, so a great record against them. We have, of course, the 4 wins and the 1 draw in our last 5. Ross County actually won their last 2. No, wait a minute. They won 1, then they lost and draw and won 2 before that. Am I reading that the right way around? No, they have. They've won the last 2 and a draw, so they're actually unbeaten in 3, Ross County. So, yeah, they're in decent form, but I'd expect us to do the business. Zach Rudden, of course, ineligible to play for them today, as he's on loan from ourselves. Donis Avdiaj is unfortunately out with an injury, but we can bring back in the normal Afif O'Halloran partnership there. Ryan Jack coming back out for Liam Henderson today, and Jamie Burr-Jonas is coming out for John McGinn, who can step back into the team. McGinn, of course, personalised role of a box-to-box midfielder. And other than that, everything stays pretty much the same. Eduardo Herrera has not signed a new deal, even though we offered him a contract. I don't quite know what happened with that one then. Will we offer him again? That was a bit weird. Well, let's try it and see what happens. I want to offer him a deal for 1 extra year. I'll give him the 12k that he's on currently. In terms of the loyalty bonus, 100 grand, agent fee, 40 grand, something like that. See what he wants. Okay, he wants a bit of a pay rise. He wants this extension thing. I mean, I'm fairly happy with most of the terms being offered here. I'll give him a little bit of a wage rise just to keep him around. You know, having him accepting a backup role is quite important. You know, have a player who's not going to moan about first team football, but is capable of coming in and playing in the first team. Because, you know, all we need is Alfredo Morelos to go down with a broken leg or something, and then all of a sudden Herrera's really important. So I'm willing to give him a little bit of a wage rise, especially considering, you look here, we have almost 70 grand free in the wage budget. So I'm absolutely happy bringing him back on like 750 quid a week extra. No problems there for me whatsoever. Murray Wallace is now wanted by Burnley, who are they in the Championship? Or no, they're still in the English Premier Division, and they want Murray Wallace in. So we can make a pretty penny on him, or we could try and keep him around. But that's all stuff to be taken care of in the future. Of course, Cardoso is wanted by Burnley, Cologne, Hamburg and Udinese. He's worth 8 million. I wouldn't mind getting rid of him actually and just keeping Ivanildo Fernandez and Murray Wallace, but as I say, that's all stuff taken care of in the future. For now, we're focused on the Global Energy Stadium up in Dingwall against Ross County. The team for that fixture: Fulton, Gamboa, Fernandez, Wallace, Oliveira, Henderson and McGinn, O'Halloran, Palmer, Afif and Morelos. That is the lineup for this game. Without further ado, let's go up to the Highlands. Interesting. A 4-1-3-2 for them here. Should be fairly congested in the middle of the park there. It's an interesting formation actually from them, and they're playing Ross Cowie, who is a youngster here, Welsh youngster. Has he come through their system? He has indeed come through their system. He's played a couple of games already this season actually. Doesn't he look to be doing too well with the step up to the next level? Hopefully we can expose him today, and assertively we should be winning without any problem. We'll just see how we go. I'm not going to tell them to focus down the left hand side just now, but we might want to do that later on and expose that young winger there. And we want to change this now to latest scores just so we can see what's going on. Scott Fox has a knock actually, their goalkeeper today. 10 minutes in, the stats are actually looking good for Ross County so far as Scott Fox takes the goal kick long. Very long towards Alex Schalk, dealt with by Murray Wallace but picked up by Alvarado, whose ball's to Ross Draper. Back the way to Kelly. Good play from County. Keeler Dunn, nicked by O'Halloran, excellent tracking back. And then we're pinging the ball around at the back. Fernandez has looked so comfortable coming in replacing Cardoso. Now Palmer finds Morelos, who can run at them a bit. Draper with an excellent challenge, picked up by Afif as the young winger was sleeping. And it's into Palmer, who's missed it. It's O'Halloran, tight angle, squeezes it under Scott Fox, 1-0 before the 15-minute mark. Exactly what we needed. Great vision by a Fief, yeah, great vision by a Fief to play up beyond Casey Palmer and have it picked up by O'Halloran. Gets the assist nonetheless, but I think it's a bit fortuitous in that one. Meant to pass for Palmer. Gamboa Henderson switches the play. That young winger there just looks completely out of it. A Fief's ball across, so easy for Morelos. Too easy for Morelos because he's missed. O'Halloran across a Fief, there you go. And the two that combine for the first goal combine in the other way round. O'Halloran assist for a Fief, and Scott Fox has every right to be furious with his defence there. That is terrible, terrible defending. Goalkeeper makes an insane save from Morelos, and then we end up scoring a couple of seconds later anyway. And I would have been furious if that happened to me in my playing days. After a wonder save, they just score anyway, because nobody remembers that. McGinn takes a lovely touch here. We'll come back to that. Murray Wallace just wide. Nobody remembers that you've made an absolute wonder save if it just goes in 2 minutes later anyway. But I cannot argue with this half. 11 shots, 6 on target, so our conversion rate on our shooting isn't actually that bad today either. As Fulton knocks it towards Palmer, Kelly heads it away, Schalk takes it down, chance for Ross County to score a bit of a sucker punch to get back in it before half time. Good Willie flicks it to Draper, acres of space for Schalk, takes it first time. Real lack of composure for Alex Schalk, and it should really be 2-1. Scott Fox to kick long now. Will they regret that now? Can we pinch 3-0 before half time? Oliveira to McGinn, takes it down past the man, lovely. McGinn settled really well here at Ibrox. Has played forward a Fief, Henderson, Morelos. In behind for O'Halloran to run. Oh, brilliant. O'Halloran square. Palmer's there. Palmer does not make connection, but Naismith does. Jason Naismith, own goal, 3-0 before half time. Easy street. 9 points clear before Celtic play. Passionately very pleased with the performance. Morelos is coming off for Edouard just now. Get Edouard some fitness. Burjonas can come on for McGinn just to give Burjonas some game time. Not that McGinn's done anything wrong today. By no means has he done anything wrong. He's looked an excellent player. Jim O'Brien, former Celtic man I believe, coming on for Ross County, former Motherwell man as well. Stephen Johnson, the winger, is on the left hand side. So they actually now have 2 young regens on the park. Good Willie going for the ball, keeps it in. Nobody closes him down. Good Willie, acres of space. What a challenge though in the end. But Good Willie does manage to keep it, get it to Cowie, whipped in. Oliveira away. Backs to the walls a bit here. Naismith whips it back in. Space for Alex Schalk. Too much space for Alex Schalk. 3-1 to Ross County with half an hour to go. Alright, concentration levels need to go back up now. I'll allow them a wee slip. 3-1's no bad when we played so well in the first half, but if they score again we're in danger. A Fief's ball on for Edouard is terrible. Routus heads it to Naismith as Ross County look to build momentum from that goal. Draper to Cowie now, hits it long again. Murray Wallace and Fernandez have to be on their game. Wallace does okay, gets it away. Good ball actually in the end. O'Halloran, Palmer now, is there a chance to get forward for a fourth? Into Odsonne, Edouard doesn't win it. Cleared long, Good Willie goes for it. Oliveira though to a Fief, easy, got it under control. Burjonas, can he find the overlap? Oh, he's hit it off the County player. Good Willie now for Schalk. Return ball in behind Murray Wallace. Good Willie's onto it, takes a touch. Oh, dearie me, Good Willie. Lack of composure there from David Good Willie. Ross County again on the ball. Naismith, won by Oliveira. Let's assert ourselves here and create a chance, put a stop to this Ross County momentum. They're obviously buoyed by the goal, and Henderson panics and gives it away to Cowie this time, but Oliveira bails him out as well. Back to Ian Fulton, takes a good touch. There we go, just calm things down a wee bit, guys. Long by Fulton, easy for O'Brien though, into Good Willie. It's coming back to us again. Draper for Johnson, great challenge on him by Gamboa, but it breaks for Good Willie still. Back to Johnson, the youngster. Schalk now, got a runner beyond him. Johnson can cross this, acres of space in the middle. Fernandez away. Lack of quality from the young boy there on the wing. They can be punished that in the break. O'Halloran forward. Edouard will take this one into feet plate to Palmer. Palmer back to Odsonne Edouard. Can he kill the game with a fourth Rangers goal? Odsonne Edouard, it's an excellent save by Scott Fox once again. Anxious moments for the Rangers fans behind that goal there. Looked like we could have wrapped the game up, but they're still going to have a couple of more minutes of concern here. We still have the 2-goal advantage, of course, as we go into the last 10 minutes. And Ryan Jack will come on for Casey Palmer, which will put Liam Henderson up there as an advanced playmaker in behind Odsonne Edouard, and Ryan Jack will drop back in behind Jonas in the midfield. We've had double their shots, 10 versus 20, and we've had triple on target, 3 versus 9. So we definitely deserve to win the game. But there was just that period there around the hour mark where I was concerned Ross County were going to get back into it. We still have a real naivety in our defending sometimes, I think. But it is 3-1 to win the game here against Ross County up in Dingwall. Exactly what we needed. Continues our excellent record against them. Very pleased, of course. We did so well in the first half that our little slip up in the second half didn't cost us in the end. If you look at that table now, 9 points clear. I expect that to go back to 6 when Kelly go to Parkhead tomorrow. But we're doing exactly what we need to do. We're putting the pressure on. We're getting the wins. We're asking questions. And we've got Dundee coming to Ibrox next, bottom of the table, Dundee. Now, who's playing well here? Let's see. None of our players really in contention for the player of the month, clearly, but ourselves, of course, winning the manager of the month. Training well, Liam Henderson, Eduardo Herrera and Wayne Rooney, not as you'd expect older players, but good for Henderson. What was I going to check? Mabudi did not do well for Dundee. Celtic will play Kelly today, 1st of March. Going into March now with a 9-point lead, even with them having a game in hand. I couldn't have predicted that at the start of the season the way we started. The team has done so well to come on the way that they have. Particularly the young players like Henderson, Jonas, Morelos even, I think sometimes you forget. He's only 23 years old here. Avdiaj coming in is only 23 years old. Akram Afif is only 23 years old. So there's a lot of young players in this team that could play here for many years to come and keep developing as well, which is obviously the important thing. I think a lot of the good players that Celtic have, like Griffiths, older players, senior players that won't be there for years to come. 2-0 they win, as you would expect in the end. But that brings it back to a 6-point gap. Of course, we play Dundee now. Chance to extend it to 9 again before Celtic play on the Wednesday. Let's see. Yeah, 2 youth contracts expiring. Let's just release them. They don't have enough potential to make it. McCrory didn't do very well at Parkhead, but I mean, you'd expect that. You'd expect them to go to Parkhead and for all their defenders to get low ratings, as Celtic pretty much just ripped them to pieces. Henderson wants an improved contract. Does he deserve, when he gets 6.5, and it's still got 4 years to go? Now you've got plenty of time remaining on your deal, and he's okay with that. 6.5 is a hell of a low fee for, a hell of a low wage for a player as good as he is. But at the end of the day, we kind of go out handing improved contracts out willy nilly. Okay, new youth intake. We've every reason to be excited by Scott Anderson, potentially be one of the most gifted players to come through the youth ranks at Rangers recent years. Let's see him. He's a central midfielder and he looks really good. 14 passing, 13 first touch, teamwork, vision. He looks like a really promising young player. Anybody else in the youth candidate team? Stephen Ramsey, an attacking midfielder. He's got some decent stuff, bit of flair, bit of pace, good first touch, good passing, decent technique. So he's another one we want to look at. Will Bain, the goalkeeper, is he any good? Yeah, he's okay actually. He's not bad either. So a couple of decent players. Charlie Miller is okay at left back, but Ramsey and Anderson certainly the players that we are going to be focusing on. And then when we get the recommendation, we'll just sign all recommended players. We've got Dundee today, Celtic are away at Partick tomorrow, so a chance to put some pressure on them ahead of that game. We can get this back, of course, to 9, and they'll then obviously go to Firhill needing a victory. Once again, Like Ross County missing Zach Rudden for this. Dundee, of course, missing Dapple Mabudi, another player who's on loan from ourselves. We're not going to change the starting lineup today. They played really well up in Ross County, so it'll be Fulton, Gamboa, Fernandez, Wallace, Oliveira, Henderson, McGinn, O'Halloran, Palmer, and Afif. Another weird formation, 4-1-3-1-1, and it's a narrow 3 in the midfield there, so maybe a chance to get down the wings. We'll see. Bit of an experimental formation, I think, from Dundee today, sitting bottom of the table. It's all over to the boys now. Just tell them to have a good one and go out and enjoy this game. Elbak Tawi, Gandhi literally hits it off his own man. Was one of the first actions of the game. Hopefully that bodes well for us, that they're going to be a bit mixed up. As McGinn takes a corner, 6 minutes in, can we get a quick lead? Fernandez on, Wallace volleys it, there you go. Murray Wallace 1-0 after 6 minutes. And that's exactly what you don't want to happen. Bottom of the table, coming away to the top side, who are in great form, best strike force in the league, and you go one down early and have to chase the game. O'Day and Hall trying to play it about Dundee, but don't know how much success that's going to bring them, as Cammy Kerr tries to get down the right hand side, just gets past Afif into O'Hara and Gandhi, forward to Elbak Tawi. Possible bit of danger here from them actually, as Oliveira steps in well. He's done well actually recently, Oliveira. When he first signed, I thought he might have been a bit of a bust, if I'm 100% honest, but he's come onto a game and done well at left back. Of course, he's got Borthwick Jackson to compete with next season, but he has done well this season. O'Halloran down the line for Palmer. Can he whip this in quickly for Morelos? He can indeed, but Morelos has hut the bar. And there's no early 1-2. Or is there? Afif in, Palmer on, Morelos can't quite get there. Dundee just about get away with it. Scott Bain will clear it long. But a good start. The first 2 shots of the game. Positive attacking moments. John McGinn sadly coming off with a knock just now. But Jonas can just step in there confidently alongside Henderson. Will we be 2 up by the time he gets on though? Forward by Fulton, away by O'Day. O'Halloran now. Henderson got the overlap. Goes for the overlap to Gamboa. That's a good ball. Onto his right foot, shaping to cross. Afif at the back stick, back across. O'Halloran at the back sticks, hit the post. And then nobody follows up. Oliveira now, it's an absolute assault on the Dundee goal early on here. Oliveira going after getting it from Afif, plays it down the line for Palmer. Touch, cross, deep, hits the bar. And then O'Halloran is dispossessed. And it's a throw in deep in the Dundee half. So hopefully we can press forward and get a couple more goals in the first half here. I'd hate to go in at 1-0 after having so many chances, or even if Dundee were to score, that'd be even worse. O'Halloran galloping down that right hand side. The ball's forward for Palmer, pretty poor in truth. O'Day can get that. Play it to Dietz, who will launch it over the top for Elbak Tawi. Both defenders leave it for the goalkeeper. He's hesitant. Elbak Tawi's in, easy chance, and he's missed. I have no idea what the defenders are up to there, or the goalkeeper for that matter. When they both leave it, he has to commit. But thankfully, Elbak Tawi, don't know what he was up to either. Don't think he knew what he was up to. It's almost as I'm going to say that he was so flabbergasted by the ridiculous decision making of their 2 centre backs and goalkeeper that he was confused. Jonas back to Henderson to smash one from distance. No, he lays it off actually. Morelos in the box to curl one in. Easy for Wallace to clear though. Oliveira's header will just go to Cammy Smith for a possible Dundee counter. Cammy Smith tricks it past him. Forward for Gandhi. Murray Wallace though, solid as ever. What a signing. For free, I may add. Easy ball down the left. There you go, Oliveira. For Jonas to Afif. Look up. Palmer drifting wide. Oh no, it's Morelos actually. Palmer's in the centre. Moving on, no options. Can he smash one? Oh dearie me. That's what 18 for long shots gets you, folks. It's been another exciting game here, if nothing else. Only 1-0 up concerns us slightly, but it's been a really good game. Ball into Smith, Wallace. Far too easy, but Murray Wallace pinches it back by Jonas, Henderson, Afif. O'Halloran made a great run there, but nobody spotted it. Morelos wide. Lays it off to Oliveira. Angled in. Easy for Darno Day though. We're just lucky that there's only one Dundee man up there to try and rescue the ball every time it gets cleared. O'Halloran angles one in now. Afif's in at the back stick, and how the hell does Scott Bain save that? Half an hour gone, still somehow only 1-0. That goal in the 6th minute from Murray Wallace at the corner. We've had many, many chances to add to that lead, and we haven't taken them. We're heading at the moment for a 1-0 half-time lead. And given that we usually dip in the second half, I'm a little bit concerned that we've only got the one goal. What would I say? Pleased with how things are going, keep it up. Afif looks to switch off at that. Wonder why that is. Oh well then, Afif, if you're switching off, let's get you off for Dimitri Mitchell. Demand more, there you go. Oh, almost gets past him there, Mitchell, but not quite. Good challenge, Cammy Kerr. Wins the throw-in as well for Dundee at the start of the half, but we now have the throw-in with Gamboa on the other side. Minute and a half into the half. Come on, bury them. Jonas, a goal early in both halves, please. Jonas forward. O'Halloran can't get there though. Cleared away. Again though, the problem for Dundee is they've only got one man up. They'd probably be better being a bit braver and putting two up there. As Oliveira flicks it to Mitchell, Akers to cross this, puts it in. Palmer arrives, can he get there? But it breaks for Morelos for the easiest tap in ever. And it is a goal early in both halves. It's 2-0 to start the second half. And hopefully that's completely buried Dundee, who've only had one shot in the whole game, which was obviously that El Bakhtaoui sitter that he's somehow missed. Cammy Kerr now with the throw though. David Ball has come on for El Bakhtaoui. Gandhi's excellent ball actually for Smith. Wallace gives it away to Fernandez. Fulton now out to Gamboa. What a pass that is from Ian Fulton. And Gamboa has absolutely the freedom of the pitch here. O'Halloran inside. O'Halloran to Palmer. For Morelos, what a touch on the chest, and then tries a shot, but easy for Scott Bain. I'm going to bring on Jordan Houston now actually for Gamboa. Give him half an hour on the park today. That shot actually for Morelos was not the end of this. Bain's throw out. Can we pinch that? Oh, not quite. From O'Halloran. Gandhi into Smith. Possible chance Dundee here actually. Smith to play it through for Ball, who takes a good touch. He's running, closed down, and in the end the shot's hurried and easily wide of the post. But Dundee have registered. Oh, it's actually their third shot. I thought that might have been their second shot of the game, but it is their third. Oliveira back to Mitchell, and it's just coming back at Dundee every time they clear it. Henderson, Palmer, just rattle one. Palmer takes a good touch in. Oh, he's put it wide. He should have scored that actually there, Palmer. Henrik Bjordal has come on for Dundee, the winger. I think he's going to play as a fullback though. Oliveira or Jonas. Oliveira scoops one in early, away easily by Wallace though for O'Hara. And then that's a terrible pass. Murray Wallace again stepping in though. Halloran's ball forward for Morelos to chase into the box. No foul by O'Day. O'Hara now. Easy for O'Halloran. Henderson. It's easy to see why Dundee are bottom of this league. It's in for Mitchell. There's an overlap here by Oliveira. Mitchell finds Oliveira with an excellent pass. Touch. Acres of space, whipped, and then Scott Bain fumbles it away. Henderson, Palmer, O'Halloran, Morelos. What do you say to that? I don't even know how you describe that. That is just scary, man. Absolutely scary. Houston, O'Halloran, Jonas, come on. Let's turn the screw here. Palmer, can he find Morelos? Good ball, good touch. Out to Mitchell. Look at the way we're just pinging it about here. Mitchell back in. Morelos attacks, heads, Bain saves. We are pinging it about with some amount of confidence. Jonas in. Fernandez on. Murray Wallace back stick on the volley. Block and scrambled away by Dundee. And at 3-0, Dundee are still just clinging on here. 18 shots. 9 on target for us. Good conversion ratio again. About, you know, it is 50% actually of our shots on target. Dundee have to change in this formation whatsoever, which makes me wonder if it's a formation that's been devised out of necessity rather than because they actually think it's a good formation. Henderson's touch, back out to Burjonas, and it's just a couple of seconds left now. Henderson, can he get a shot away before the whistle? He plays it into the box, O'Hara will clear, and there is the whistle. 3-0, the most comfortable victory you'll see for us. El Bakhtaoui, of course, could actually have made that different, but passionately, I'm very impressed by her performance. And I'm betting that Akram Afif didn't mouth off at half time now. Now it's over to Firhill, it's over to Partick, see if they can do us a wee favour before we end the episode. I'm sure those of you who are looking ahead already see who our next opponents are, but we'll review that in a second before we finish up here. Partick Thistle v Celtic now. I'd expect a Celtic win. 2-0 I'll say. 1-0 Scott Sinclair in the 4th minute decides the game. So it is back down to 6 points now in the league after 29 games, but 6 points with what, 9 games left to go. Starting to dream, starting to believe. Herrera's work permit gets denied, that's why he can't sign the new contract. As Ross McCrory has an 8.0 for Kilmarnock, which then coincidentally means Zach Rudden gets a 6.5 as he was a striker playing up against McCrory. So, good episode for us once again. Another 6 goals and only 1 conceded there. But as you can see, next time is going to be a massive, massive episode in our season. It's a double header, 2 Old Firm games against Celtic, both at Ibrox. If we could win both of those games, it would be a massive, massive message. Hell, I make the prediction right now, if we beat Celtic at Ibrox in the league, well, never mind the cup game, cup's a bonus at this point, if we beat Celtic at Ibrox in the league, we're going to win the title. That's my prediction right now. As I say, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you want to follow the series, of course, to its conclusion, we're getting into the business end now. You can, of course, subscribe to the channel, which I'd be greatly appreciative of. But mostly, I just want to say that, as I say, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for the Old Firm doubleheader.